Good. No.
You're in here anyway.
All right. Hey, everyone. Shannon here. I just wanted to come online. Just wanted to kind of share a few things about, kind of what I'm hearing over the last couple of weeks. You know, been talking to a lot of different realtors, and a lot of it's been, unfortunately, doom and gloom. So, wanted to point out a couple of truths, and wanted to also give you some tips and tools on what to do going forward. Make no mistake about it. Applications are down, sales are down, everything feels like it's doom and gloom because properties are sitting on the market longer than people expect them to, or longer than they ever have, right? Let's face facts. This is no longer 2022. 2022 is out the window, and actually it's a very good thing that we don't have that market because people were paying $100,000 over appraised value, no contingencies. It literally was the wild, wild west. And for a lot of reasons, it was actually a harder market than what we have today. So, talking with agents almost every day, every agent keeps asking me the same question over and over and over. So I wanted to honestly address it here in a video. What do I do? How do I get buyers? How do I get my listing sold? How do I get more business? So the first thing I'm going to tell every agent out there, first thing I'm going to tell every buyer out there is that it's all about mindset. We're no longer in a seller's market. We have to accept that. We have to accept that sellers can't dictate their price. They can't, we're in a lot of cases, we don't have multiple offers. All of that's gone by the wayside. So what do we do? Right now, it is turned to a buyer's market. So as an agent, as a seller, as a buyer, you have to change your mindset. Properties are sitting on the market longer than they ever have. So the reality is this: buyers are tired of paying high prices, high interest rates, high property taxes, high insurance, high HOA dues, right? So what do we do? Ultimately, as an agent, as a seller, you have to shift your mindset and accept that this is going to be a buyer's market for the very near future. Now, if rates go down, all the buyers will come back to the market, business will increase again. But what do we do in the meantime? So here, it's very simple. You got to give the buyer a win. Give the buyer a win. 60% of all real estate transactions now have financing. Here's a simple key, simple math. Lowering your price 10 grand when a buyer's financing 95% of that purchase price anyway does nothing for the buyer in this market. Yeah, you might save them $60 a month for a mortgage they may have for the next 2 to 3 years while they're waiting for rates to come down so they can refinance out of this mortgage. So what do? You offer buyer incentives. Buyers are looking for a win. My advice, give it to them. If you have a condo that isn't moving, offer to pay closing costs. Offer to buy their interest rate down. Offer to pay their HOA dues for a period of time. Build something into it to give the buyer some sort of incentive and some sort of win to buy your house, right? They're looking for this win. They've told us as lenders over and over and over, I don't want to pay the high rates. I don't want to pay the high prices. HOA dues, I love this condo, but the HOA dues are $1,500 a month, which is very realistic in South Florida. Give them the win. Give them something. You want to move inventory, this is the way we're going to do it. Yeah, I get it. Applications are down. And I also get it, NAR is coming, right? In my opinion, NAR couldn't have come at a better time because as a buyer's agent, you're going to be protected. That buyer's going to stick with you with the buyer broker agreement. If you're worried about how to sell the buyer on that, contact me, shoot me a DM. If you need sales training, we'll help you. The other thing is no better time. Like I said, there's no better time for this to come back to market because, number one, the whole methodology has changed, right? Homes are sitting on the market. Like I just said, sellers should offer buyers incentives. Well, guess what that's going to include? That can include the realtor commissions as well. So as a buyer's agent, you have the best of both worlds. You can have the buyer's agreement signed. You can have, and with the inventory sitting longer, you can still work your commission into the deal. Nothing has to change. Now, who knows what the future is going to hold? And if rates continue to drop, which they've already started dropping, but if rates continue to drop, then you're going to see more traffic coming back to market. So these are some simple things that you can do to start getting your listings moved. Now, as an agent, the biggest thing I hear about is I have no leads, I have no leads, I have no leads. The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is farm your database. I've had so many conversations with realtors who say, hey, Shannon, I'm having trouble getting leads. Well, do you have a CRM? I have my phone. Okay, get a CRM. That's the first thing I can tell you to do is get a CRM, start putting together your database in a slower time, and start reaching out to your database. Marketing isn't it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a slow burn. You have to be in front of your clients all the time. You never know when they're going to need something. People's needs change all the time. Families upsize, families downsize, families relocate. I know realtors who are getting licensed in multiple states, which I think is a genius idea because a lot of their clients are leaving the state of Florida and going to other states. As a lender, I'm licensed in 6 states. Why? Because people have different needs. We have to grow to accommodate the needs of an ever-changing market. I hate to say it this way, but last 5 years, we were spoiled. Especially 2020, 2021, we were spoiled. The refinance boom kept us all very happy for a couple of years. This is now turning into a market where we're going to have to sometimes reinvent ourselves and sometimes sell ourselves to be able to have that sustained growth. It's all about sustainability. Sometimes in this market, it's about hanging on. Okay? The other thing I want to make mention, so that's the one thing I want to mention about realtors. Here's the other thing I want to make mention of. Buyers or homeowners, I should say homeowners. Homeowners, don't get too attached to your 2% rate. Now, I know that sounds completely crazy, but hear me out. So many conversations I'm having now, and the market's actually telling us that, hey, look, refinances could be coming soon. The Fed has already basically said we're going to look to cut rates. Wall Street's banking on a Fed rate cut in September. Now, why do I say don't get married to your 2% or even your 3% rate? Is because so many homeowners have gotten so married to that 2% rate, they're willing to pay 25, 30, 35% interest on their credit cards. We're accumulating more debt as a country than we ever have before. And we're doing it based on means of credit cards, home equity lines of credit. I'm seeing home equity lines of credit at 9, 10, 11, 12%, right? Because everyone is scared to lose that 2% rate. Look, nobody wants to pay high interest, including me. Nobody does. However, the next 12 to 24 months is going, as a market, if you're a homeowner, is going to be about payment savings. We understand, look, consumer spending as a country has just started to slow down. That's why as an economy, we're starting to see things slow a little bit because spending's been out of control. However, this is the beauty of where we are as a country. People have more equity in their homes than they ever have, but they've also had more debt in their homes than they've ever had. So what I'm here to tell you is don't get hung up on the rate. What we need to, if you're drowning in debt, or you have debt that you need to pay off, or you have debt that you're in danger to fall behind on, let's have a real conversation about how we can get you out of debt, eliminate the payments that you have every month, start restructuring things, and honestly, let's get you to start saving money, because and there's tools that we have in place. I literally just showed a borrower the other day how they could save $3,500 a month, even though their interest rate doubled. So, but it's all about savings. It's all about the money we can save every month. Guarantee you, if you are saving $3,500 a month, we're less concerned about what our interest rate actually is versus putting that money back in our pocket on a monthly basis. So these are going to be the two big things going forward, and I can't stress this enough, and I have so many individual conversations around this on a daily basis that I wanted to get this out to the market. I wanted to get this out to the street, because this is the stuff you need to know. This is the bread and butter of what our industry is going to look like going forward. Now, going back to the whole interest rate thing and going back to the buyer incentive thing, right? My gut tells me, and again, I don't forecast anything, right? So this is what I'm kind of hearing on the street. This is what, even my gut's telling me, right? The last 10 years we've been in a seller's market. We know that. This market can change on a dime, right? So if a seller right now is willing to pay closing costs or willing to allow you to buy your interest rate down, right? Why not entertain that, get the house you want now, and then not maybe have to refinance it in a year? Because what's going to happen is if interest rates go down, you're going to lose that incentive. You're going to go back to multiple offer situations. Assistance programs may be gone. We don't know what the next 6 to 12 months is going to look like. So if you want to parlay and try to get as much out of a deal as you possibly can, honestly, now's the time to do it. You can buy your interest rate down to where it needs to be. Let's use the seller's money to do it. Right? This has changed on a dime. Like I said, and I can't stress that enough. So if you've got questions, if you don't know if you should buy something in the next 6 months or 12 months or 18 months or tomorrow, we need to have at least a conversation. Realtors, if you're stuck, we need to have a conversation. If your lender's not helping you, or if your lender's just giving you a basic pre-approval and letting you go off into the sun, we need to have a conversation, because the old ways don't work anymore. They just don't. We either adapt or we fall behind. Those are our choices. If you've got questions, give me a shout. I'd love to talk to you. Thanks for giving me a few minutes to kind of bend your ear today. Have a good day.